understand you're having some trouble with the arrangements we've made. You sail to Egypt tomorrow.
I wish you endless victories in the battlefield, brother. Because if you return here, I will kill you.
Hercules. They actually do that in the movie.
Are you serious?
And you start, well, they ain't doing it from the Nutty Professor.
Okay.
But when they start.
But they chant Hercules.
But they chant Hercules. And all you can see in the stands is a bunch of black people in fat suits. Just Hercules. You remember that from the Nutty Professor?
Of course, who doesn't remember that?
Of course.
It's like probably like the last funny movie Eddie Murphy ever made.
In fact, people.
Not ever made, but last funny movie he made.
Exactly. In fact, people don't even know Greek mythology today. They think Hercules is a fat black kid that was in Another Professor.
Hercules, hero of song and story. Hercules.
What the hell is that?
Winner of ancient glory. You don't remember that cartoon from the either 60s or 50s? You seriously don't remember that?
No, I don't.
Oh my God. It was okay. This is a cartoon, but it's by Translux. Might have been the same company that put out Speed Racer. But
In Another Professor.
It was a Hercules cartoon. He had a centaur and a faun who played the pan flute all the time. You seriously don't remember?
Man, why are you trying to force me? I want to be with you on this.
It was an animated
I ain't trying to
series.
leave you hanging, but I don't remember this shit.
I might have.
And I'm, you know what the thing
It's
is?
old.
I'm mad at you telling me about that shit because it sounds a lot better than what I fucking saw.
Man, I knew that. It's like there's some movies you look at and you look at the trailers and you're like, yeah, this looks terrible.
Yeah.
But you can see a little something. And it's like, and there can be maybe a good laugh or good action sequence in here.
Okay.
I don't know about. Every time I saw the trailer for this, none of that.
None of that. And the thing with when I saw it, I thought that this was some straight to direct DVD shit.
It looks
I really
like
didn't think it was
that
that.
escaped the Sci-Fi Channel.
Exactly. It sure does, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. This movie has a lot of things going against it. A lot. For one, that trailer that you saw was some bland ass production.
Yeah.
And then Rennie Harlan.
Rennie Harlan directed this?
Rennie Harlan directed this, man. Rennie Harlan,
Oh, boy.
who is more infamous than famous.
Right.
He made one of the biggest blockbuster, big budget flops ever known in Hollywood. When they say legendary blockbuster failures, Cutthroat Island comes to mind. In fact, people thought they took him and cut his throat somewhere because he wouldn't direct ever again.
I think I finally saw Cutthroat Island. I'm like, well, this ain't the worst. They just spent too much money on it.
They just spent too much money on it. It looked like people still giving his ass money.
But
they gave money to make this.
But the movies I've seen him make since Cutthroat Island have all been shit.
But they've been cheaper too.
Whatever is that?
Look, Randy, we're gonna give you $5 to go do this movie. You better get a camcorder and do some
man.
shit.
That guy, like, he had a name for a little while. Like, people thought, okay, he's gonna be the next the next Richard Donner.
And they thought he's gonna be the next James Cameron, Spielberg, all that shit. Yeah, you get that. That's one thing I gotta say. When you fuck up with Hollywood's money that big, that big to where every time like failure comes up, your name is attached to it.
Right.
They like say, hey, we're gonna give you this Best Buy camcorder. You better hire some homeless people because you ain't getting no more than $10 out of it.
Yeah, you don't see Kevin Costner making no more movies.
Hell no. He shut the fuck up and went out and said, you know what, I'm just gonna act. You goddamn right you are. The movie's bad. Let me just say it right now, the movie's bad, but let me tell you something. I liked it, man.
Oh, are you serious?
Now, I'm telling you straight up right now, the movie is bad.
What's going on with you? Wait, were you smoking pot when you saw this movie?
Listen to me.
Bottle of wine?
Listen to me.
Tequila shots?
Listen to me.
Banged your head in the parking lot?
Listen to me, goddamn, because I'm going to tell you what's going on with this. And this is why I wish you had seen it. Because when you look at this, it's not Hercules.
Right. Okay.
It's the story of Jesus told by bros. It's like they gave the Bible to a bunch of frat kids and said, remake the story of Jesus. And they got drunk. Let me tell you what we got here. So you got the story of a woman who gets fucked by God, so she ends up having what they call immaculate conception.
Okay,
You know?
that's Hercules so far.
Yeah.
Well, woman impregnated by Zeus.
That's parallel to somebody else too.
True.
That's Jesus.
True.
The son grows up to be worshipped by people as a savior. But
Yeah.
of course, the powers that be said, what the fuck is up with this? And they take his ass and they torture him. They put him in front of people and beat the fuck out of him. They're getting ready to kill him. Now,
That don't sound like Hercules.
but it sounds like Jesus.
Oh, yeah, it does. It
But
does.
they do that in this movie.
Okay.
Now, here's where it differs. Instead of hanging Jesus up by a cross and killing him and God just leaving him there, until 3 days later, like, oh yeah, I forgot I left my son down there. No,
Have you seen my little boy?
no, Zeus. No, Zeus is on point right here. Zeus, right when they're getting ready to kill Hercules, Hercules looks up and says, "Father, what's up?" And Zeus says, "Well, hang on, boy, here I come." And gives that motherfucker power, and he beats the fuck out of everybody. It's like the story of Jesus if Jesus was a badass.
Okay, so it's the sequel.
It's like the Passion of Christ if they fucked with Jesus,
Right.
but he was He-Man or something, you know? And they even do that in this movie. They do some Power of Grayskull type shit. I'm gonna tell you about that in a minute.
Man.
I mean, if you can see those parallels in this, it's there. It's Jesus as a bad motherfucker, man.
Okay.
Instead of Jesus going around,
You're making me mad because you're selling me on this movie.
instead of Jesus going around and healing people and hanging out with the sick and the poor and trying to be modest, no, Hercules is going around doing the same thing Jesus is doing, except beating the fuck out of people. You know, he ain't having it, man. This is the Jesus movie that I would do. And if you want to go by what the movie's telling you, I mean, if you want to go by the legend, I don't know how far this strays from the legend here, but at the beginning, it's
Does he
pretty.
perform the 12 labors?
No, they don't get into the 12 labors.
God damn it.
He's not cleaning horse shit and fighting.
Does he rape the Amazons?
No, none of that. No, this is before he becomes that person, I guess. I don't know.
So this is like the Disney version, except without the black backup singers.
Disney version was more accurate than this shit. I'm gonna tell you that. Kellen Lutz is Hercules. Now, if you don't remember who he is, he was that big head motherfucker from Twilight, the one who was blonde and always wore those tight shirts.
Right.
Hardly ever had any lines, but you couldn't miss him because his head was real big.
Right.
He was always in the background, you know. Who's that big head motherfucker back there?
Right. Yeah, who's this bodybuilder hanging out with the rest of these pale waifs?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody else is like, they're nice, cool vampires. He's the one who's coming in, hey, everybody. He's the one looking like Jersey Shore. Hey, what's up, everyone?
Yeah.
Want to hear my new DJ mix? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah,
Kellen Lutz.
Count Guido.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Now, this is another thing I like about this movie. So, Scott Adkins plays King Amphitryon. You know, I don't know this
Scott
shit.
Adkins. And people always like, man, they need to make Scott Adkins a superhero. I'm like, why? He can't act.
You know what? He could act in this movie. Okay, he was all right.
What
he
was
was
he
all
up,
right.
What was he up
I mean,
against?
all
He's next to Kellen Lutz.
That's
Sure.
true. And every time he said a line, it was like that. So he just yelling his way through the fucking movie. Motherfucker trying to be Gerard Butler so bad he even grew a beard like him.
He had a Scottish accent.
Yeah, everything.
This is Sparta.
This is Sparta. You're like, stop, man. It ain't this is Hercules, dude. Shut up. He was married to Hercules' mother.
Okay.
And he, you know what? He's king. He's used to having things his way. He's conquering everywhere. He even comes into his wife's chamber with bitches on his arm and everything.
Damn.
You know, he don't give a
He
fuck.
a pimp.
Yeah. And so the wife, I guess, Roxanne McKee is the actress who plays the Queen Almini, whatever. I don't know this Greek shit. Anyway, she says, you know, she looks up to the sky and says, you know, my husband, he's got a temper. He don't fuck me anymore. All he wants to do is conquer.
And that's all Zeus needed to hear.
And Zeus said, like, hey, like what I tell you the last week when we do another review, like, hey, babe, you know what? He don't deserve you.
Yeah, he ain't treating you right.
Yeah, he's like, at least not tonight. Let me go. Let me come down and give you a good God-sized fucking. Now, granted, he did some sleep creep type shit when she was in bed. He didn't wait. He didn't want to be awake. You know, he came in when she was sleeping, fucked the shit out of her. But and that's when the king comes in. He sees Zeus in bed with her, but invisible form. He pulls the covers back, ain't nothing there, and he's still going crazy. Who is he? Where is he? Wait, he even kills one of his hoes, man. But where is he? Somebody get him. And Zeus sends some thunder down and some lightning, and saying, "Bitch, I'm Zeus. Yeah, I fucked your wife. What you gonna do about it?" Rains on that, like he just took a big piss on him. You know? Oh, and so the king is so mad that he can't do nothing to Zeus, so he just takes out and poor Hercules.
Right,
When Hercules is born, he comes out, he looks at him and says, "You know what? Fine, I'll let you stay, but you will never, ever be heir to anything, and you will always be in the shadow of your brother." Until Hercules grows up 20 years later to be a big motherfucker, you know? Bigger than his brother. Now this, and
his brother Poindextercles.
he's a bitch asshole, like kind of like that. know that Hercules got it. You know, Hercules is prettier, bigger, more powerful. Hercules ain't even bother with him. And Liam Garrigan is the actor who plays him. His brother is Hercules, I guess, is how you say his name. I don't fucking know. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Bitch ass hoe is what he is. But and this is what I like about the movie now. Now, granted, now I'm looking at things that are not part of the filmmaking. I'm looking at things that appeal directly to me.
Hey man, sometimes when you're in that situation, you just got to find something and lock onto it and not let go.
And I'm telling you, it's a bad movie, but they have things in there that I like. I love a hero who has his shit down so tight that he ain't even worried about nobody. Everybody's treating him like shit. His father treat him like shit. His brother treat him like shit. But the thing is,
He don't care.
he don't care. He's got a fine ass chick, Gail West, who plays Hebby, you know. He's running around the country with her, going swimming. They hanging out in the woods.
My mother once gave this as a parting gift to my father. And though she's with the gods now, I want you to have it. It's only stone. But I wish it were gold. I wish there were a substance finer than that to have you remember me by.
There is. In my mind's eye.
His brother comes up, you know, I followed you. Her parents want her home right now. You know, cock blocking. I've known her longer than you have, Hercules. And don't forget who's your big brother. And he's like, man, fuck you, man. And he just smiling. He's saying, he's trying to be nice. This is how much he don't worry about his brother. He's like, brother, you know, I'm worried about you riding your horse. I don't want you to hurt yourself. You know, he's trying to be nice.
Don't you worry about it.
Don't you worry about me, yeah. You haven't get home. And they're like, yeah, all right. Yeah. They even stop. And they battle a creature. I ain't gonna say what it is, but they battle a creature. The creature can't be killed, apparently. You can't be defeated. But Hercules snaps that motherfucker's neck. Guess who shows up at the castle that night? They skinned it, made a robe out of it, made a pimp coat. Hercules ain't wearing it. But his brother comes in the room at a party. Hey! Come with his cane and said, hey, look what I did. The creature came out, surprised us. And,
whoa, Jim, that's a bad outfit.
Wearing a fucking monster skin on him, and he tells the whole party like, "Hey man, look at the creature jumped out. I tackled it. Hercules was looking, and the motherfucker even ran. And Hercules knows exactly what happened. Now you and me be like, hey man, and Hercules
It's
like
whatever. I don't.
He smiled the whole time. He's like, man, I got my chick.
Yeah.
And everybody in the room knows. Everybody looking like, yeah, shit you did, shit, yeah. But Hercules just cool.
Yeah.
Father talking shit to him, you know, oh, yeah. Even his father knows he's full of shit. Yeah, good. As long as you fucking with Hercules, I don't care. But here's where the movie starts to take a turn.
I knew it couldn't it couldn't sustain that. There was no way.
As long as Hercules is happy and ain't giving a fuck about people, it's kind of cool. But then it has to be a movie about love. His girl is promised to his brother so that they can bring two kingdoms together. And then that's when the movie just turns to the same old shit that you've seen, because the girl gets promised to his brother.
Yeah.
The father's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to send your ass off once and for all. They say, I'm going to send you to war, but he's just really sending them off to get killed.
Right.
Then it turns into every 300 and Spartacus ripoff you've seen. It wants to be 300 so bad, man.
Yeah.
It's some low rent 300 shit.
I know.
This is 150.
I was thinking more like 75.
Yeah, you know, I'll be nice. For those people who don't, like, if you can't do math, you at least know what half of 300 is, you know, but it is lower than that. Yeah, you're right about that, man. And that's the costumes are generic that you see for all this.
Right.
The cinematography looks like it's just enough so that it's not completely ripping off 300.
Man, I don't know for sure, but my guess is this was going to be either straight to video or Sci-Fi Channel, but they found out that 302 is coming
right around the corner.
Yeah. And they're like, look, there's a market. Let's get the jump on it.
There's two things that are happening here. You got the sequel to 300 about to come out, and there's another Hercules movie coming out with Dwayne Johnson.
Oh.
So they're getting the jump.
Oh, okay.
They got
double dipping.
They double dipping. They riding that shit. They got 1 foot on Hercules and 1 foot on the sequel to 300 and riding that shit off to the fucking bank. I hope they are.
They hope
Ain't
so.
nobody gonna see this shit though.
That's my thing, man. It's like normally I'm like, hey, I know it's a bad movie, but I got to go see it. And this is one where I was like, ain't nobody gonna see this.
I'm telling you, man.
More people will listen to this review than will go see that movie.
That is, I'm not even trying to give ourselves any kind of credit or hype. You are so right about that because it is so generic.
Yeah. Kevin Sorbo would be looking at this, shaking his head like, come on, man.
Come on, y'all. Yeah, at least I try to do something different with this shit. Y'all don't give a fuck.
Right.
Rennie Harlan don't give a fuck so much that he can't even rip off Zack Snyder right.
Damn.
Every fucking time somebody jumps in the air, it stops for a moment just so you can see the pose.
Yeah.
And then they go back into fast action. Every time somebody jumps in the air, the motherfucker tripped over his own 2 feet. I mean, shit that don't even matter.
Man, you're making me think of this movie I saw, at least I tried to watch on Netflix.
Yeah.
It was Thor, but it had Richard Grieco as Loki. And I ain't lying, man. And I was just like watching it, fascinated, like, wow, y'all just threw this shit together with $100 and some leftover Halloween costumes.
That's what's fascinating about this film. It's not a bad looking movie. It's not. I mean, the cinematography really is not terrible. It's actually pretty gorgeous.
Okay.
It's the action and the set design and the costume design that is so generic about it.
Yeah.
And this poor cinematographer here, man. This guy, he just happens to be unfortunate enough to be involved with something like this where whatever exceptional thing that he did here is just going to get swamped by the blandness of everything else.
Right.
3D. It's not that bad.
Oh, it's in 3D?
It's in 3D. And I'm going to tell you something. The 3D, they use that 3D pretty well.
Even more than Clash of the Titans.
See, Clash of the Titans, that was some
'Cause they didn't really use
shit.
3D.
No, they didn't use it. This is filmed in a way, again, going back to the cinematographer and whoever storyboarded this out or planned out the shots, they try to utilize the 3D.
I'm starting to hate you because you're saying things that make me kind of want to see it, and I shouldn't be feeling that way about this.
Okay, well, I'll help you out a little bit later.
Okay.
I promise you. Just stick with me.
Okay.
I know you're confused, but stick with me. I'm gonna help you.
All right.
There's all these scenes that are in 3D. When the movie opens up, there's a battle that's happening,
Yeah.
and you feel like you're right in the middle of that battle. Like when you're charging the other army, you see spears and arrows going by you. You see your comrades falling beside you. You're dodging fireballs.
Damn, it sounds all Saving Private Ryan.
No, let's not go that far now. But it is cool. I give it credit for having some effort there to really film things so that angles and shots are composed to fit the 3D. The action fits the 3D. It's sad. It really is sad that this just has to be such a bland film that is blatantly trying to just kind of do some quick money grab off the backs of some other popular products and IPs that are coming out. Now they got some people, I don't even know why they're in here. You got Australians in here.
Yeah.
You got Brits in here. You got people coming in, sound like they from Brooklyn. And then you got a couple of Russians going through here. Like the fuck? Like that dude, the dude that was in Batman, what is it called? Batman Begins, the Russian guy that got his coat.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that dude? Raid Serbed?
Yeah, he's in everything.
You see, he's the hairy Russian guy you see in everything. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, look, he's in here walking around. He's an advisor. So I'm like, why the fuck is he here? But there is one Australian guy that's in here, and he's brilliant.
Oh yeah.
He should have been Hercules if he was big enough. And I guess they wanted somebody who was younger to be Hercules, of course. Liam McIntyre, who plays in Spartacus right now. When the original Spartacus died, the TV show?
Right.
When the original actor who played
Died of
Spartacus
cancer.
died, this guy came up and took his place.
Okay.
And this guy gives one monologue in the movie where he's trying to, because Hercules and him are sold into slavery, and they fight. They just used to go out and fight people. And he's giving this whole reason why they should be brought to this bigger arena in Greece to fight. And he's pulling some game on his master. And you looking at this and it's like, man, just stop.
You're trying too hard.
You too good for this right here.
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna see this shit. You doing
Right.
Shakespeare in the middle of a fucking third grade elementary school play, all right? Just don't do your best shit right here. Just stop. I mean, but it's so good. Just like they get your heart broken. It's like,
Yeah.
God damn, man. If this was a better movie, somebody would have given you credit for being like a great supporting actor.
Right.
Not here. Sorry.
Oh well.
Yeah. You dropped a diamond ring in the middle of some shit, and ain't nobody digging for it. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, my man. But dialogue is bad. This movie's some straight up corn. There's a scene where Hercules is looking up at the moon and saying, "Oh, she's out there and she doesn't even know that I'm alive." And you expect him to start singing "Somewhere Out There," and they even show his girl when the moonlight is up in the skies. The moon's up in the sky. Even show his girl like it cross dissolves into her looking at the moon and some water. That tear comes down and shit. It's some corn shit. It's some corny shit, man. Those corny parts actually become good at the end. Not a good reason, but for shit I recognize, because there's a point where he literally puts a sword up in the air and almost says, "By the power of Grayskull." I mean, lightning comes down. He starts whooping motherfuckers' asses with lightning. It's so bad, but it's so good too. You know. Now let me just break it down.
Who they get to play
for you, man.
Skeletor? Is he ride off on Battle Cat into the sunset?
Sarah Jessica Parker played the part of Skeletor and Battle Cat. The movie's terrible, all right? But to me, it has parts in there that are good enough to where if you want to go rent this or wait for this to come on television, you can watch those good parts. I mean, you can even be doing some shit and watch and look up every now and then and catch a little bit of something good here and there. I don't think the movie's a total loss. It's not so bad it's good 100% all the way through.
Okay.
It's so bad it's good in just bit parts.
Okay.
And like I said, you go in, bad motherfucking Jesus, look at it like that. It's something to be had. The part at the end where he's hung up between two pillars and he just, I love this part right here. It's so bad. You saw this in the trailer where he's in between these two pillars, and they do something to piss him off, and he brings that shit down, and that is like that's the kind of shit you want to see slaves do back in the day, where he beats people with rocks on chains.
That's my thing. Like that right there, and I'm like, that's Samson. It sounds like so much is taken from the Bible. I mean, you got some of Jesus, you got some of Joseph, you got some of you got Jesus, Joseph, Samson, and one other guy I was thinking about. Oh, and Moses. It's like
I thought you were saying Mo.
No,
Mo Larry Curly.
But it just sounds like it's like they just pick pieces of all of them and put that together in this.
They don't give a fuck. They don't. I thought Disney's Hercules confused me. This shit. At least they tried to be somewhat accurate in their own way.
Right.
Just don't give a fuck, man.
Oh, jeez.
This is and it's PG-13. So there's no blood, there's no real extreme violence, there's no nudity. This is the kind of shit. Let me end with this. This is the shit where your son has been bugging to watch 300 and Spartacus for so long.
And you're like, oh, those movies are R. I can't do that.
You can't do that. Now you can finally put this on for him and say, hey, sit your little ass down and watch this and leave me the fuck alone now. It's the same. It's really the same thing.
Okay.
Ain't no titties. Boy, get in there and watch this. Watch this shit. I say there's something to laugh at and have fun with if you wait for it to come to home video. Okay. There you go. That's my recommendation for you.
Thank you.
And
I will be waiting for it to come to home. I will actually not be waiting. It sounds like something like if it accidentally comes on, I don't necessarily have to turn the channel right away.
Now, I'm going to ask you this, to beg you to watch this on VOD.
Okay.
Some kind of watch it streaming.
Okay.
VOD. Do not watch a hard copy of it.
Okay.
Because if you do, you're going to come back with that DVD box and slap the shit out of me. I know it. I already know this. I'm not going to have a chance to duck because you're going to hit me in the back of the head with it. So let's stream it, brother. You can't hit me unless you come up with that laptop and hit me. Fuck you. I'm wasting my time with this. People, this has been our review of Hercules, The Legend Begins, and it's going to end real quick because you ain't going to see nothing else with this. We hope to have more reviews coming soon on our permanent home, but for the meantime, we'll have them coming here to SoundCloud.
Thanks for listening.
And thank you for listening. You can reach me at kcoolmans, that's KCOOLMANZ @gmail.com. And Mr. NoFro Pro over here, what is
That's
it?
right. Look, Martin_NoFro on Twitter.
On Twitter.
And, just look for my name on Facebook. But hit me up on Twitter. You'll find me. It's easy.
All right, everybody. Talk to you later. Thank you.
Hercules, you are the son of Zeus.
Embrace your father, and you will discover powers that you never imagined.